Right, welcome back. It's Tuesday and it is Man Cave. Leo tulikuwa what we are calling a round table discussion because the table is indeed round. And that's what we do here. First of all, let's begin by welcoming back Pastor Kuria. Ulikuwa umetoka Tanzania, sijui kama ulikuwa umeenda kwa Dr. Paul, kuangalia talent center.
Shughuli tu za kutafuta pesa.
Kura. Karibu sana Sheila Komboka.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Glad to be here.
And Roy, the colorful Roy Karuhida. You come uliongea na Joey before you represent county. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a bright week.
Yes, it's bright. Right. Right. Today we want to talk about a very interesting topic about is it that men have become soft or women have become tough? I almost said hard, but women have become tough is the word that we're going to use. And of course we're picking up from the Diamond Zari situation where he held out for a whole week and then rescinded. So I guess let's start with the woman, Sheila. Is it that you guys have become stronger or men are becoming jelly?
I think this one is a very interesting conversation because I'm constantly here saying that this is not, this is not back in the day when you expected your guy or the guy, just any guy, to be able to help you with especially tough things. Like if we're looking at reasons why ladies used to need a man. Like when I grew up, I knew when my car gets messed, my dad is the one who gets out there. We don't call a mechanic. He's the one who opens the bonnet, figures it out, says it's an electrical problem, then calls an electrician. But now we have guys, tukipata na pancha, na kuna wanaume watatu kwa gari, sote tunakaa tunangoja AA. So I feel like maybe with where society, how life is right now in 2017, people have become much softer.
So it is the society molding the pole.
Yeah, but the ladies are getting tougher.
But it's the ladies who bring up the men. But anyway, remember if you want to talk to us, the hashtag to use is Power Breakfast. That's on Twitter. And you can also text us your comments, views, and questions on 22422. And as always the case is, feel free to open up. We might not know everything, but we do know something. 22422.
When I was growing up, I read a Bible whereby it says the work of the devil is to steal, kill, and destroy. And that is what he has exactly done today to men. He has killed the man, he has destroyed the man, and he has stolen the man. So what we see is just a shell in trousers. But the real man is not in that shell. Yeah? Number one, men have lost confidence. As far as facing women is concerned, they have lost confidence. And also, there is a group of women who really don't need men. They don't need men. They are not interested with men. They have their own things they do. So, as we grow, priority changes. And today, we are having very few young men who are going to make homes. Or they are going to be real men, because already they are being destroyed.
But my question is, which is the big question we always want to ask politicians, how? Why is it that, what has happened?
Well, you know what? First
how
of all,
come we are softer, or they are softer?
Willis, men conceded defeat. Women fought for equality, Paka they're given equality plus then some.
Plus one.
Yeah, equality plus one, so there's no runoff.
Right.
Yeah, this one's very clear victory. Women have just jumped ahead. We conceded defeat early. You've given the example of Diamond there battling with the wife and having issues, and then within a week and a half he says it's okay, let's go back to the way things are. Yeah, I think before, a man would have made it very difficult to resolve issues so that you realize or appreciate the relationship you're in, rather than quickly concede and say it's all good, let's keep the bigger story going on. I think the moment we started taking their hairstyles and they started taking our drinks, a lot went south. Men have taken on a lot of feminine habits, feminine behavior, and women have fought hard and gotten what they wanted out of the side of the guy. To the point that now women basically, as Pastor said, women reach a point where they're saying we don't need you, right? We can actually independently operate within. We'll use you selectively. Yeah? Every 5 years, wakati wa kura, we call you. We finish with you, then we dismiss you. We don't need you all the time. I'm not abusing politicians. But I'll just say a man will be relevant every certain period of time. I'm not holding the women responsible. They fought for what they got. I think we gave them too much. We have considered and given them too much. And why we have given them too much is because there are a lot of, as someone was saying, mommy's boys. There are a lot of women being called upon to play the role of raising these men. So that means there are a lot of mzes out there who are not raising their jamas to be real jamas. We need a campaign to return it back here.
But there is
It's two-pronged, but we have created a disaster. It would made it worse for ourselves.
There is something that Shira has said here. That when a guy gets the puncher, one lady inside, 4 guys. But they don't want to change the tire. They have to wait for AA. Why? Because it's only sex which is different. Otherwise there is no man.
Yeah, there are no men.
There is no man. The man is being stolen. Where is the man who was working hard to raise the family? Where is he now? Where is the man who was waking up early, leaving the wife in bed and going for work? Today is opposite. It's the lady who is leaving man in bed and going for work. Come from Naivasha at night. See the torches around the Kemende. Stopping the lorries. Stop. See who is having those cabbages. It's a woman and a small kid. Where is the father? Sleeping. Waiting for the mama to come with money so that he can eat. That's not a real man. So we have lost the real man.
Absolutely.
We have lost because the way we have brought them up. There is no man to raise men.
Exactly.
But can I just
can
I just put it out there that the fact that the man is, losing the plot has got nothing to do with the woman. And Roy keeps putting this point out that we gave the women too much. You didn't give us anything. We just asked for equality. This is a man's world. Whether you like it or not, it was set for men by men. And so when things like Beijing happened, the Beijing conference, women stood up and were like, yo, listen, if we had sat back and just been, waiting for, living in a man's world where the man is done earning, the man is done doing A, B, C, and D, and it's not working out, women were like, look, we need our own footing. And that's what is happening.
No, I think I've been totally misquoted.
Hold on. Nobody else, I've just said what you've said. At the end of the day, I feel the issue with guys is what Pastor has said. There's a huge disconnect from what guys are being told is the role of the guy vis-a-vis what the guy feels is his role. Because we are looking at a situation where a guy is being told, go out there and women are, are for you, and you're sitting there trying to tame her rather than work with her. That's why I always say, this is 2017. You have to adjust your thinking. You have to know that things have changed. And it doesn't mean that there's no room for the man. The man needs to step up. Because the woman is not going to just sit there and say, just because you're the guy, I'll give you anything. And you are a fogodari guy.
When I said we've given them too much leeway, I think I gave the example of we've taken over their hairstyles, we're taking over their pedicures and manicures. What I basically meant is the role we are taking. When I say giving them, I'm not talking about rights. Women have the right to life as equal as any other man. They have the right to opportunity as equal as any other guy. I'm not saying we've given them too much that women should be slaves to men. I said we've given them too much in terms of the roles we've given them. We're giving them the roles to raise men. Well, men should be the ones raising men, right? And men should be the ones actually taking a look in the mirror and changing the way they behave. I am not saying in terms of giving women rights to their lives. That's different. That's a different issue. It is men saying, asking women to play a male role, or worse still, entering women's territory. Remember the day we were here discussing about whether men should take on female habits, certain habits which are to some extent feminine. And like I'm saying, the more you encroach in it, you're inviting disaster. It starts softly, then in time you start softening guys. I told you when we start sharing clothes and weaves, that's where the problem begins. We have softened ourselves to the point that we have forgotten what our role is, as Pastor said. We have forgotten our role. And I am saying I'm holding us responsible as Jamas. I am not saying that it's the women who came and robbed us of it.
Can I just ask?
You see. Sorry. Let me go back to my first thing that I said, that the devil's work is to steal, kill, and destroy. He has done that. Because men, when I was growing up, my father was authority in our home. When my father was around, everybody was like,
whisper.
Why? Because the authority is there. Today, even if the authority is at home, he does not have the authority. He is just an empty mkebe. Yeah? And an empty mkebe, no wonder that's why he is even giving the house girl his goddess.
We're going to get to...
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
The girls
They're giving the goddess so that they can be... Why should me?
Why should you give someone else your
Why should I
goddess?
give somebody my goddess? But let me finish my point.
Yes.
Let me finish my point.
Sorry. Yeah.
Unless men take back the authority they had and stop being ruled and overruled and depend so much on women, that is the time we shall get back our men.
But you know, when you're saying that, you know, I feel like it's also important to because what we're saying is, you know, we agree that the man has become soft.
Right.
And we're not, and this is not to say every single man, because there are men out there who are holding the fort, but there are a lot of them. And I like that Roy clarified and said, especially when it comes to issues like raising children, yeah, you're seeing a large majority of single parents are women, and it's becoming such a norm that there are so many, you know, women raising kids. So men have gone soft in terms of, when I was growing up, the man was the guy who, you know, there was a father in the house. But now you have a situation where you can be in a whole apartment block, there's not a single guy who lives in that apartment block. Why? Because there are no fathers to raise their kids. And so it's become this situation of why do guys resort to leaving their responsibilities? Because once you leave your responsibility, you've gone soft.
Okay. And I think
that's what we should be addressing. Why are guys doing this?
The reason they've gone soft is one, there are two reasons. As I said, the guys are not being raised to become real men. They consider defeat. And I keep insisting they consider defeat in the sense that when women have stood up today, and as Willis was trying to politely put it, certain women were beginning to feel they have the right to play men's roles. Sorry to put it as simple as it is. They take pride in acting as a guy and being the one in charge, where they don't realize that actually it's a role you need to shed off. They're saying this is a role I can also play.
So this is despite the man
being
present.
Yeah, being present.
Okay.
She has then decided, now what ends up happening, you end up having a situation where the guy and the chick are fighting to be the man in the house. That's why the men have become the drama king and her she's become the alpha queen.
But this
right?
situation can't
because
happen.
It's that situation is happening because there are a lot of women, I'm sorry to say this, who are not respecting also the role and letting the guy run his role. I've agreed. It's men who have given the gap to that. That is why I think we have given the gap to them. But also where I am then turning it around and telling these women saying, you know what, that is not my place. This weekend we went out for let's just say a refreshing episode to share ourselves with the public. But I saw a lot of relationships where there's something very interesting. You know, when Dume was Dume, the Dume didn't have nail polish. The Dume came out properly. And they would, when couples were going out, I don't know how to put it in a polite way. That couple would go out and the guy was calling the shots during the course of the afternoon. During this said event, you looked at we took a step back and looked at the majority of couples. It was the ladies who were calling shots saying, let's do this, let's go there, let's sit. You're like, Christ, there was a time. The guy would say, this is where we're sitting, whether we have no view or nothing, we're sitting here. And you know what she turned and do? She turned and said, because it's you who said it, I'll let it be. She took pride in also conceding. There are a lot of women who are standing their ground now and saying, no, I'm calling the shots because we're all independent, we're all equal. It's lost that role where she says, you know what, let me let you have your role.
Just going back to our first point, it shows men have lost
Musimamo
wao. And they are just there as serving bulls.
Yeah.
And they are being treated like serving bulls, and they accept.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing is you accept that my wife can raise children even without me, but my work is to bring children. I don't think that one will work.
But here's a situation where...
But you see, women will not let their children sleep hungry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. No single woman out there is looking for the guy who's just like doesn't have any idea where he's going, you know. And when you see, I hate to put it out there, but we have a lot of guys who just generally are being led, and it starts with your mom is dictating for you what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and then she hands you over to this lady. You understand? So the way your mom has been treating you, when you're being brought to me, just know I'm the head here. I'm the one who's making the directions. You are, like you've just said, here to give kids and pay your amount of the bills. But that is sad. Why do you want me to sit back and say, okay, fine, since I can't be able to get a man who is, you know, as my father was, I sit back? No, I love you, but you're terrible at making decisions, so I'll make the decisions for us, and that's okay.
Let me check what
It's not okay.
It is what it is. Until you step up.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's
All right.
situation, but it's not okay.
Let's take a look at what guys are saying on 2242. It's always amazing how people express themselves here.
Yeah.
Jen from Meru says, I want to commend you, Pastor Kuria. Imagine men these days want to eat right, and yet they don't provide. They've gone to an extent of telling women to even pay school fees. They don't even give us our bedroom rights.
Can you imagine?
That is Jen.
But he's busy giving
Even
the
the
whole
bedroom
estate.
Kenya, Ms. Njoro says, just some men or women have no use, but not all. That is Njoro. Then Okura from Homa Bay, Paul Okura from Homa Bay says that time of a regular wife beating is gone. This is very, it's going to bring a lot of, Sheila is already crying. Time for regular wife beating is gone. That's why women feel men have gone weak. Give thanks to civilization. Don't know what it means. Women have been empowered at the expense of men. Laws are being made which are oppressive to women, to men rather. That is Waweru from Nairobi. That is what it says. And then somebody says men have lost confidence. Keep talking to us. 22422 is the SMS line, and the hashtag is Power Breakfast.
Too much space.
Where do we begin?
Can we start with which laws are these that are oppressing men? We are, and I keep repeating and saying that we live in a man's society, rules that were created by men for men. Women are swimming against the current to be able to keep up in a man's world, and we're working twice as hard to keep up.
No.
Now what's happening? Yes, that's the reality. Even just the amount of pay between men and women. There's so many things. We can go on and on as to why this is a man's world. I mean, the fact that we're sitting here discussing that men are rescinding in their roles and that they're letting women down, and we're still here supporting them.
Wait,
that tells you something. This is a man's world.
No.
This is a man's world.
No, let's start
sorry.
This is particularly.
And just to repeat.
Remind Sheila which show she's on.
I know.
Then let us stop wondering why we're doing that.
And just to respond to the was it Waweru? No, Waweru was talking about the rights, the laws. The other guy was talking about beating of women.
That's
I don't want to.
Paul from Homa Bay.
I don't want even to focus on that. What I want to highlight is, and which Pastor was trying to bring out, that a man must take that role and stand firm and be like, I'm the head of this house. But you know what is happening? Because the man has lost his footing, and that's why I keep bringing us back to the point, why are men behaving like this? That's what we should be, in fact, this is the point that you should be trying to discuss. Because when a guy completely loses his footing in society, and he sees that the woman is the one who's taking his role, what ends up happening? There ends up being fights in that house. The man feels disrespected, and he ends up removing his anger towards the woman. And I'm not saying this is every man, but I'm saying these are some of the situations that are there. You're hearing women are being beaten because of... No, hold on.
The results of it rather than the cause.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So when we're talking about this issue of guys have lost their footing, so they need to grab it back, what we need to be asking is, how did we get to this point first?
Let me tell you, by giving too much leeway, I've told you, the thing is, Willis, when they say get it back, let's first go to the point about women swimming against the current. We'll use the most basic, today's political situation, right? With women not standing as governors and what. It's not because they're not being given those positions. They're not given the rights to do that. It's just a natural tendency that women go for certain positions, don't go for certain things, but the opportunities are equal and fair between both genders, right? Let us not lie. They're very equal opportunities. In fact, my worry, as I was saying, is there's a lot of liberalism, because we're used to being so liberal now. Everyone has every right. Whether you swing one way or swing the other way, everyone has every opportunity. We're living in a very liberal world where the liberalness of the situation has caused people to balance the situation, rather than to accept that being liberal or treating people equally does not mean we have equal roles and responsibilities. We are the ones who have to go back, grab our opportunities back, right? But first of all, we are too liberal in the opportunities we gave them, that we gave out. Guys, I think in the whole effort of being fair, which I think we're not, which is really strange, because we have been a bit too fair. Let me put it as blatantly as that. We've been a bit too fair to the point that we have even said our duties as men, let's also divide those. Right? We're not talking about the guys. I'm not talking about particularly the guys where Pastor raised in terms of people who are not, guys who are not doing anything of value in the home. I'm talking about the guys who are doing of value, but then giving away some level of authority.
Is the fairness or being too fair, is it based on the circumstance or irresponsibility on the man's part?
Irresponsibility.
Number one, let me comment. Number one,
okay,
we have to understand here that a woman has an extra vote. In whatever way you do it, she has an extra vote, which has killed men morale. Because if me and Sheila today we go for an interview, it's very likely that Sheila will get the job.
Why?
And I will lose the job. That is the mentality of men. Because the panel there, all of them are men. You get what I mean? So they have made men lose confidence. So even young men, most of them does not even go to ask for jobs.
Let me tell you
something. We need to regroup.
Willis.
Take our chama. We take our chama. It's no, Simba mbele is paka nyuma. We come back to real Simbas, right? And as he's saying, regroup as guys and start giving each other, showing each other the same level of respect and realizing what our role is, and then going back and enforcing it.
Let me tell you something.
We have to enforce it.
You know, honestly, it's everything. What goes around comes around. For the longest time, women have been living in that yoke where, and I'll keep repeating, it has always been a man's world. And what these people are calling, even the guy from Homa Bay saying civilization, is just saying rights, human rights. And for the longest time it wasn't human because guys were okay. It was women's rights. Keep in mind we came from slavery, colonization, women's rights, and now we're saying, okay, even the guy needs to, you guys maybe need to have chamas, because women, we talk. We talk about how to empower ourselves. We talk about how to be stronger. That's why we have chamas. And I'm not talking about every woman. You know, you're choosing to focus on the ones who are not focused. But when you speak to women, who are, you know, trying to get ahead, the ones who are actually taking this responsibility that you're saying you need to take back, these women are actually planning, these women are taking responsibility, and we're not going to step back at it because this is a man's, we're not going to now give at it because it's a guy. No, you also have to pull your socks. And what we're saying, the situation right now is that, and you see Pastor saying, the woman will get the job before the guy. For the longest time, the man was the guy who would get the job. You go for an interview, and the guy would get the job over the woman.
Why is he not getting it?
Now, why is he not getting it?
Why has it changed?
No,
because now there's competition.
The man has been stolen.
Now there's competition.
The man has been stolen.
How is the man being stolen?
He's stolen like this. Today,
so a guy is giving to the woman.
Today, Sheila. Today, go to churches everywhere. See the Sunday school singing. Count the boys. Killed in the first place by the so-called ushers. When the young boy comes and sits down, very early in the morning, an old man comes late. The boy is being told, "Can you stand up?" Let me tell you. You guys are joking. Yeah. Stand up. The old man sit down. And when the young boy goes out, he'll never come back to church again. Because you have killed his morale.
That parable even Jesus
there's an interesting way the conversation swinging back and forth here from the feedback, and there is Black Mamba, and I first, Anaitwa Black Mamba or Emmanuel Tende. Sorry, I read his name instead of the. His handle is Emmanuel Tende. He says you can't force authority down the throat of a self-styled powerful woman.
Exactly.
Then Mandela Mandech says, I think the only people to blame are our fathers because they never taught us to be men.
Yes.
We lack people to look up to.
Exactly.
And then Wasike, in response to a quote that was on Message and TV Kenya, what Roy said about men have taken over women's hairstyles, pedicures and manicures, she says that's why most men behave like women nowadays.
Yes.
Many are getting married, not marrying.
Exactly.
Shame. 2 to 42 where watu wamefungua roho tena. And Pastor, you're right, all that now gonna support. All that men want to is to behave like bulls. Let men avoid immorality that takes away their confidence and authority. Duncan rather from Gashie says women have been employed more than men. You go for an interview, being a man with the same qualification with the woman is favored. Kuga from Kasarani says Amekuita princess. To you, princess. Please, you're saying ladies don't want men who don't know where they're going, but when you get one who knows where he's going, you want to be calling the shots. I think you need one who doesn't, so that you can call the shots. Kweli si kweli, hivyo namasema. Wagwan shile, wall up. Men's rights are so during the Nyayo era where the girl child was empowered, leading to our men losing confidence. Absolutely. Let's accept and plea with the government to restore this. That's Njoki. And then, there's so many here. There's this one, which is the last one I'll read. Hi, Willis. Sorry to say, but my guy, he spends all day on the TV. I run my business alone. I pay the bills. I take care of the child. I'm now doing so well, and our son embraces me more than him. And now he thinks I'm inciting the boy to disrespect him. What should I do? Because the boy can't even ask him for a pen because he knows he can't afford it.
Okay, there are two things there. There are two things on that one.
On this last one.
Yes, because you see, the problem is we're agreeing that men are not standing up to take up responsibility. But I'm saying there's a 30% paid, 70% is off the guys. But there's a 30% issue also coming from the women saying, if I have a guy who's not playing his role as a man, or a guy who's not being an dume, it is not, I am saying most of the time, it is not the right thing. You're with the wrong man. You're with the wrong man. You're not the
guy who's watching TV.
Yeah, he's lounging. You're with the wrong man. It is not upon you to have that relationship where now I am going to play the guy's role. You're with the wrong kind of guy. Because that guy's role being played by a man is important. If I'm with a woman who's not playing a woman's role, my job is then not to start taking the woman's role and start playing it. My job is to find a woman who is going to play her role.
But you see,
right? And what we're saying is with the alpha queen, what is happening is she's feeling it is right and within her context to become a man in the relationship.
But also, Rabu, I think even the ladies should help men to become men. If you need one,
you shape them.
You shape.
Don't be the man.
Why can't you call your husband in the bedroom? Tell the man, these are 1,000 shillings. Keep it in the pocket because the kid might come for a pen. Okay? So the kid have not seen you giving me money. But now unataka kunipatia pesa akiona so that you can kill me more.
But okay, how do you avoid that situation in the first place?
First and foremost,
yes.
Before I give Pastor time to collect his thoughts, hiyo opportunity
take like about 2 weeks.
Hiyo story yenye umesema ati nimkuite kwa bedroom, nikupatia 1000 bob kando na umeshinda ukiwatch TV. I am not your mother. You know, you're the man of this house. Act like a man. You know, the problem we're having, that guy said that, okay, you get out, me, I said, I don't want, no woman out there wants a guy who doesn't know where he's going. Hauna direction. You're not, you see, the head of the home, when you're called the head of the home, didn't mean that you have the biggest head in this house. Or you should just be, you know, threatening people all over the place. Like, you know, back in the day, like we've just said, when the dad would walk into the house, everybody would whisper. No, we don't need that kind of situation. That, I mean, as much as that's authority, but we don't want to fear you, yeah? We want a guy who, authority or respect is something that I can't come and teach you how to act in a way to earn respect. If you're fogodare, you're fogodare, period. The reason why, and someone has raised it, during Nyayo era, what he's trying to say during Nyayo era, but it wasn't really Nyayo era, it was the Beijing.
That is jockey.
Yeah, at the Beijing conference for women. So this is not even a Kenyan issue. This is around the world. Men are slowly just getting subdued. I don't want to say losing their footing. Getting subdued, yeah? But that's not to say there's no place for the man in 2017. But when you're saying that a woman is taking the role of the man, it's simply because I can't sit here and wait for you to act like a guy. I have kids to raise, I have bills to pay, and I can't sit there and tell the landlord, you know, before, when, like, with our parents, the lady would sit back and say, when the landlord would come to say, you know, and them there, even if he doesn't have it, they would discuss with the landlord, and the landlord would not disturb the woman. But nowadays, the landlord doesn't care whether it's the wife or the husband who's paying. So as long as whoever the landlord finds there, he will discuss with. Which means
something you are contradicting yourself in.
She's saying, wait, I have to get this line out. Yes. She talked about how women are definitely swimming against the current.
Absolutely.
Then turns around and says, no, actually you guys are the ones who are losing out.
Yeah.
Those are contradicting statements. If the environment is balanced, yeah, don't come back and then say, oh no, we're the ones who are going against the current. Women are ruling and running it, and we've all agreed on it. That story is being run. They're drinking the water from the river, forget the current, right? They're the fish drinking all the water in the river. I am telling the guys, as she's drinking the water around this river, and we're also here in this water, what are we doing about it? What roles are we standing up to say that I'm going to play the role? Let's not confuse roles and power. We're saying the man's role is disappearing.
Because of the man.
Yes, because the man's role. We're not talking about power authority. And I think part of it is because of the attitude we're seeing here, where we're saying the alpha queen wants to take the role of a guy. Saying, I'm not going to hang around while you're doing nothing. Get another man.
Okay.
Don't start playing the man's role.
Let me comment
Get
here.
another man.
Let me comment
Don't
here.
play the man's role.
Let me comment here. I think being a real man, I need help. I need support. From my children, from my wife, because if she is well up as far as chums are concerned, she should not show even the neighbors that she is the one who is running the affairs of my home. She should just bring me up, because I have given her chance to become a queen. Let her make me a king. By just giving me, what's wrong by buying me even a car? Men buy women car. You can buy your car, but don't show everybody. Ati unaendaka mpaka ofisi umeshika rockbook. Yeah? Just to embarrass me.
You know what's happening?
So please let everybody help man to become man.
Because there's no one, right now the guy has lost it and he's smooth. He's no longer using the shaver. Sheila is telling us, if no one is using the shaver, then let me go and use it. And I started now marrying the devils in the house. Because you have a guy who's weak, replace him. Don't start deciding that the right thing to do from now on, going forward, is to play that role. That role we're saying is still important. If you have chosen me as a man in your house, then let me be the man in the house. Otherwise, you have the wrong guy in the house. But I am accepting, I'm not talking, do not confuse them with equal rights. Someone has to feed the kids, someone has to do all that job. Right. But there's also a role where you need an ndume in that house. Yeah, you're not going to buy a cat for the price of a lion. So go out and get a real man.
What the tweets that are coming in and the messages are from ladies who are in a situation with a guy
who's not,
probably a husband, who's not doing anything. Now, on this side, Roy is telling me that go and get another man. On this side, Percy is telling me, raise me up to be a king. Now, my question now becomes, yeah, why can't you deal with your own nonsense? Because I have stepped up to the plate. I have stepped up to the plate, and I'm holding down the family. That's why every single time we're talking about the boy child being raised by the woman, imagine if I let that responsibility so that I can allow you to have what you want as respect, and you're not doing anything in the house.
My question is, by the time
paying bills.
By the time you are,
we're talking about raising. Look, I'm not talking about paying the bills. The bills I can. We're not. This is not even a money thing.
Right.
Look,